Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Today is Friday, December 8th, and welcome back to another episode of HHS In Depth. Let's start with a quick rundown of today's show. First up, reporter Bryce Garrett will bring us a behind-the-scenes view of our custodians' day-to-day routines of keeping Homestead clean and organized daily. Next, Graham DeWitt will tell us about the ongoing construction progress along with the new auditorium opening up in the Performing Arts Wing. Later, Justin Estrada covers retired Homestead teachers who choose to come back to the school as substitute teachers. Hunter Wise brings you an update on the weather you can expect this weekend and into next week. And finally, Matthew Otten will tell us about athletics this past week in Down to the Wire. All of this and more today on HHS In Depth. Hello Spartans, welcome to HHS In Depth. I'm Ryan Weidler.
And I'm Rowan Walsh. And Ryan, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I had a lot of Christmas decorating to do and sleeping in.
That's awesome. I love driving around my neighborhood to see the Christmas lights.
Me too. But I wonder if there will be some snow on the ground to accompany those lights soon.
Hunter Wise is in now to tell us what we can expect.
Thank you guys. The snow on Tuesday will be the only snow we'll get for a while, and even if it would snow again, the ground is still too warm for it to stick. And remember, with freezing temperatures in the morning, watch out for black ice and drive with care. Ryan, Rowan, back to you.
Thanks, Hunter. I'm sure we'll see snow-covered ground sometime this winter, but it doesn't look like it'll be soon.
Be sure to stick around as Hunter will be back later in the show to tell us about the weekend and next week's weather.
HHS In Depth, National News.
Switching now to national news. As the House of Representatives entered its final month of 2023, the now former Representative George Santos was expelled from the House last Friday after he fabricated much of his resume, and he now faces a 23-count federal indictment. Santos can be found on Cameo, a personalized video platform labeling himself as a former congressional icon. In other news, San Francisco biotech company Loyal is developing an experimental drug that will extend the lifespan and improve the quality of life of large and giant dog breeds. So far, the FDA has not approved of any drugs to extend the lifespan of animals, but a consultant for Loyal believes the implications for other species, including humans, is profound.
Thank you, Rowan, for the national news update. Each day, students and staff start their day at Homestead in a clean and tidy environment.
But how does it get that way each day? Reporter Bryce Garrett joins us now to take a look at the group of workers we often take for granted, our custodians.
Custodians are the miracle workers working behind the scenes of every school day, working around the clock to make Homestead a conducive learning environment. But what does such an important job like this really demand?
Kind of a general explanation of it is that we clean. We organize, we sanitize, dust anything up, sweep it off the ground, get that trash taken care of, and then going behind and either scrubbing the floor with a machine or using a mop to sanitize floors, sanitizing surfaces to get any germs up, and just going through and making sure everything's in the place that it needs to be.
Although you may think custodial duties conclude after students leave, there are multiple custodians working through the night to prepare the school for the next school day.
I come in at 11 o'clock. We work till 7 in the morning. Come in, get all my equipment ready. I start out in the area clean, and of course look and see, make sure everything's caught up. Everybody knows somebody wants something done. Pretty much busy all night till 7 in the morning.
Each day we meet in the receiving room, and Michelle, our boss, she gives us the rundown of any events going on after school, any special areas that need cleaned for the day. Right now, we're doing a lot of moving where we're taking teachers from one side of the school to the newer parts, getting teachers moved around for demos coming up, and then after that, we get started in our areas.
Although these custodians work very hard to clean the school every day, there are ways for students to help out too.
Everybody should take care of themselves, leave it better than you found it, pick up things that shouldn't be on the floor. Which makes our job easier, because I'd rather do a deep cleaning than just picking up trash all night.
Next time you see one of the many custodians roaming the halls of Homestead, please make sure to thank them for all the hard work that they do to keep our school clean every single day. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Bryce Garrett.
Thanks for the story, Bryce. Stick around, we'll be right back with more on HHS In Depth.
As expected, we saw renovations continue to happen to Homestead over these past couple of months. Later in the show, I'll bring you a recap over the progress made this semester and what's to come going forward.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
The Spartana is hosting its annual Eliminate Illiteracy Drive from December 1st to January 31st. This is a great opportunity to earn Key Club or NHS hours. For a list of items to donate, instructions on how to receive hours, and drop-off locations, find a poster placed around the school and check your email. Speaking of the Spartana, the December issue will be coming out on the 15th. Here is more information about it.
So for this month, we decided that we were going to go a little different, and we're not going to cover news for December. We're going to do something more fun. We're doing a Choose Your Own Adventure storybook style, like those children's books, the Choose Your Own Adventure storybooks. We're going to have a storyline that there's 6 different possible options to get to 2 different endings. So that's exciting. We're going to have various time travel opportunities in the story, and we're going to have different winter holidays, different celebrations throughout history, and all sorts of fun events that you can go through to get to 2 different endings.
Congratulations to Sophia Topmiller, who participated in the Indiana Academic Spell Bowl Individual State Finals and achieved bronze status. She spelled 75 difficult words and missed only 2, which earned her a tie for 3rd place in the state. Congratulations, Sophia.
Join Homestead DECA for a student versus teacher basketball game on Thursday, December 14th at 7 p.m. in Spartan Arena. Stop by Mr. Dunn's room, room 518, or at lunch to get your t-shirt or bracelet for admission. Bracelets will be $5 and t-shirts will be $10. There will also be a $2 raffle ticket sold to play in the game to be a coach or get a press box seat at any home basketball game this season. You can also donate to any participating teacher to get them to play in the game.
Seniors, the yearbook is now accepting applications for senior quotes. Just as they did last year, seniors have the option to pick a quote or song title to include with their portrait. The Google form to submit request is in your inbox. If you wish to have a request considered, forms must be submitted by Wednesday, February 14th. If you have any questions, please email Mrs. Barrett at the email address shown here.
If you missed the informational meeting about traveling to Greece last night, you can still sign up for this adventure. Just scan the QR code shown here and sign up before midnight tonight. You can get a $200 discount and you will qualify for risk-free enrollment, which means you will have 2 weeks to decide if this trip is for you, with 100% of your deposit being returned if you decide not to go. Space is limited, so sign up now to ensure your spot on this trip. Any questions? Contact Mrs. B at the email address shown here. The construction project here at Homestead began about 4 years ago, and Homestead is starting to look like a completely new school.
That's right, and through this semester, I have definitely noticed the recent additions from the ongoing construction. And now, with the recap of the changes made since August, as well as information on what will be happening going forward, is HHS In-Depth reporter Graham DeWitt.
Ever since Homestead began construction in 2020, a lot of changes have been made to our school, especially this year. Let's rewind and take a look back at the changes made this semester.
There are 5 sections of the new academic wing, 5 below, and 5 second floor. So we got, out of those 10, we got 3 sections that opened up, starting with the visual arts department 10 days into the school year. A month later, we started to move in our math classrooms, and at the second floor, predominantly English teachers.
Now that 2023 is coming to a close, it's time to look forward. In addition to getting more sections ready in the new wing, there's also a hope that we may soon finally get the new auditorium.
There was a water leak. A sprinkler head was either knocked off or sprung a leak. We don't know exactly what caused it. And there's something called in clouds that are hanging from the ceiling. Some of those got damaged and fell, which wrecked some of the posts to install the seats. And with insurance companies figuring out who was to blame, who should pay for it, that all had to be decided before they could start the work up again. We're hoping that by the end of January we'll be able to use it. And we'll have 6 out of the 10 sections, so we anticipate some more, maybe March, maybe April, being open to us, with the anticipation to have all the 10 sections by the start of the school year.
While the project has already had and will likely continue to face setbacks, the current plan is to have it finished in about a year.
The latest timeline would be January of 2025. A lot of that, it's the admin offices. The very end would also encompass the media center. Next year, the media center is going to be down in the old seminar room. You will see there's a new main hallway that's going to hook up the door 1 hallway and then hit this main academic area. The one right outside my office here won't be a main thoroughfare anymore.
With all that's been going on, don't be surprised if some of your teachers get new rooms or you're able to change their route to a class due to new areas opening up. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Graham DeWitt.
Thank you for the story, Graham. Rowan, did you know that some of our substitute teachers at Homestead were former full-time teachers here at one point?
I did not know that, but that may explain why some look so familiar.
To learn more about these former Homestead teachers turned subs, here is HHS In Depth reporter Justin Estrada.
As the years slide by, many Homestead teachers decide it's time to retire. However, many Homestead teachers come back from retirement in order to substitute to experience Homestead once again.
I started here at Homestead in 1981, and I taught biology and chemistry. I also taught anatomy and physiology the last few years before I retired.
I taught physical education and health for 39 years. I retired in 2022. This is my second year out.
Even though our retired teachers were Homestead faculty members at one point themselves, these days they admire our Homestead teachers more than ever.
It's interesting to see what other teachers do, and I admire that, seeing how math teachers approach things or how English teachers teach a novel or something. I've been in classes where I've done that.
I wish that in my teaching years I could have gotten into the different departments to see what they do. We have some amazing teachers in this building, and unless you're in the classroom seeing what they do, it's very difficult to understand how much time and effort is put in and how much the kids learn and appreciate from those teachers.
The substitutes claim that their days of being a teacher and now a substitute have major differences in terms of responsibilities.
Teachers have way more work. They're the ones that plan the day, and for a lot of them, the planning takes longer to plan for a sub than what it would just to come in and teach for the day. So they plan everything out. All I do is facilitate, supervise, and talk to the kids all day.
Our retired teachers couldn't be happier to be back in the building they taught at for many years. They are happy to see the students each and every day. If you see one of these teachers in your classrooms, be sure to welcome them back to Homestead. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Justin Estrada.
Thank you for the story, Justin. Don't go anywhere. HHS In Depth returns after this.
The winter sports season is in full swing, and we had some great performances over the last week. I'll break it all down later in Down to the Wire.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Rowan, we witnessed some snowfall this past Tuesday. But it didn't linger. I'm crossing my fingers for more snow soon.
I get it, Ryan. It feels like we're in this weird phase between fall and winter that just won't end.
Luckily, Hunter Wise is in the studio now and ready to tell us if we can expect any more snow for next week.
Sadly, the snowfall earlier this week will be the only snow we will get for a while. Moving back, today and tomorrow will be the warmest it will be, with both days in the 50s. Today, when you leave school, it will be 54 degrees. If you do anything tonight, it won't get lower than 49 degrees, so enjoy it. As for the rest of the weekend, Saturday will be a high of 57 degrees, but you won't be feeling the warmth for too long because it will be windy with about a 60% chance of rain. The weather then changes drastically on Sunday with a chilly 39 degrees in cloudy skies. Moving to next week, the weather stays pretty steady with it being in the high 30s and low 40s. On Monday, it will be 38, Tuesday 44, Wednesday 40, and Thursday 44. Today and tomorrow will be the last bit of warm weather till next year. However, there is no snow in sight, so don't get your hopes up for any delays or cancellations. But remember that it is still fall and the first day of winter is in just a couple of weeks. Ryan, Rowan, back to you.
Thanks for the weather report, Hunter. And Rowan, highs in the 50s in December. Not only are we not getting any snow, it's not even cold either.
Normally, I like things to warm up late into winter, but not in December as we near the holidays.
Speaking of things warming up, the fire alarm went off at Spartan Arena last week, which ignited a spark in our girls basketball team, who were actually trailing when it started.
Interesting night for the teams and spectators, to say the least. Matthew Otten is in now with a new edition of Down to the Wire to let us know how that game and our other sports teams performed over the last week.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Matthew Otten. We had quite a week in winter sports, coming away with big wins, including our girls basketball team, who won big over our rival. On Friday, the girls basketball team started off slow against the Carroll Chargers early on, and midway through the second quarter, the fire alarm went off, which resulted in about a 40-minute delay. And the delay may have been the spark the girls needed as they came back to outscore the Chargers 55-25 the rest of the way, finishing off Carroll 68-43. Maya Epps led the way for Homestead, scoring 24 points and dishing out 4 assists. Whitney Ankenbrook had 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals, and Gabby Helsum chipped in 14 points and 4 steals. The girls moved to 2-0 in SAC play and are back in action tonight at Dwenger and tomorrow afternoon at home versus Notre Dame Academy out of Toledo. The boys wrestling team knocked off Prairie Heights on Wednesday night 40-30. For their next match, they head to Northridge tomorrow morning. Our girls swim team competed against Southside last week and destroyed them with a score of 224-32. Congratulations and good luck as they will be in action next Saturday at Hamilton Southeastern. The same result happened to the boys team as well, as they destroyed Southside with a score of 140-84, and they will also be in action next Saturday at Hamilton Southeastern. Congratulations. On Monday, we had another college signing from the girls volleyball team. Taylor Mailer signed to play volleyball at Eastern Michigan University. Congratulations, Taylor. If you are interested in running, throwing, or jumping, go join the girls track and field team. If you missed the call-out meeting, contact Coach Wiss at the email address shown here for more information. Tonight, our girls and boys basketball teams will be on the road as they will face off against the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Tip-off for the girls is at 6 p.m. and tip-off for boys will be at 7:30 p.m. Good luck to both teams as well as all athletic teams in action this weekend. That concludes this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thank you for watching. Ryan, Rowan, back to you.
Thank you, Matthew, for the sports update. This has been HHS In Depth. Thank you for watching today.
Make sure to check our socials for updates on the HHS ID team for upcoming projects.
Have a wonderful weekend, Homestead, and we'll see you back here again next week.